Welcome back to our channel Movie Creepers. Today, we're diving into one of the most important fungi you need to know about. In The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 5, a terrifying element from the original game makes a haunting return: airborne Cordyceps spores. These floating death traps don't just bring fear, they mark a turning point in the story and a terrifying evolution in the infection. But how realistic is this kind of infection? Could a fungus like this actually spread through the air and infect us in real life? In this video, we're breaking down the science behind airborne fungal infections, comparing the show's terrifying cordyceps to real-world fungi like Aspergillus, Histoplasma, and yes, Cordyceps unilateralis, the real-life mind-controlling fungus. Stick around as we explore what's fiction, what's science, and how close we really are to a world like The Last of Us. Before we jump into the exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos. Thank you. Let's begin. Fungal infection scene, hospital basement confrontation. Ellie tracks down Nora, a member of Abby's group, to the Lake Hill Hospital, now under WLF control. During their confrontation, Nora attempts to escape but ends up in a sealed-off basement teeming with airborne spores, a method of infection previously absent in the series, but central to the original game. In the spore-infested environment, Nora begins to cough and show signs of infection, realizing her fate is sealed. Ellie, immune to the spores, remains unaffected, highlighting her unique condition. In a desperate bid for information about Abby's whereabouts, Ellie confronts the already dying Nora. The scene culminates in Ellie violently beating Nora to extract the needed information, a moment that underscores Ellie's deepening descent into vengeance and the moral complexities she faces. This episode not only reintroduces the spore-based infection mechanism, but also delves deeper into Ellie's internal struggles, setting the stage for the challenges ahead. The airborne cordyceps spores are a major aspect of The Last of Us lore, especially in the original video game. Their reappearance in Season 2, Episode 5 of the HBO series, is significant. Here's a breakdown of how they work in the story and how they compare to real-life fungal infections. In-world, airborne cordyceps spores in The Last of Us. How they work. Cordyceps in the series is a mutated fungus that infects humans. When a host dies in a humid, enclosed environment, the fungus grows out of the body, releasing spores into the air. Inhalation of these spores can lead to infection, similar to being bitten. These spore zones are often found in basements, sewers, or abandoned buildings. Dark, moist environments ideal for fungal growth. Ellie is immune, so she can walk through them unharmed, but others require gas masks or risk infection. Story implications. In Season 1 of the HBO show, spores were replaced by tendrils for logistical and dramatic reasons. Season 2, Episode 5 reintroduces spores, suggesting that infection vectors are evolving or that different strains exist. It adds back a sense of dread from the game. Enclosed areas become deadly just by breathing. Real-life comparison. Fungal infections. Real fungi with airborne spread. Aspergillus, aspergillosis. Common mold that can release spores into the air. Dangerous, mostly to immunocompromised individuals. Spores can cause lung infections, allergic reactions, or invasive disease. Histoplasma capsulatum, histoplasmosis, found in soil with bird/bat droppings. Infection occurs via inhalation of airborne spores. It can cause flu-like symptoms or, in rare cases, systemic infection. Coccidioids valley fever, found in the southwestern U.S. Spores released into the air when soil is disturbed can lead to serious lung infections and sometimes spread to skin, bones, or brain. Cryptococcus, spores found in soil or pigeon droppings, can lead to life-threatening meningitis if it spreads to the brain. Real cordyceps, nature's puppet master in insects. Cordyceps unilateralis infects ants and controls their behavior. It compels ants to climb vegetation and latch on, allowing the fungus to sprout out of their heads and spread spores. This is the scientific inspiration for the fictional cordyceps. Comparison between cordyceps in The Last of Us and real-life fungi. In The Last of Us, the fictional cordyceps fungus infects humans, whereas in real life, most fungi primarily affect individuals who are immunocompromised or have weakened respiratory systems. While cordyceps spreads through bites, tendrils, and airborne spores, real-life fungal infections are typically transmitted through inhalation of microscopic spores present in the air, soil, or bird droppings. The infection in the show leads to full motor control of the host, turning them into aggressive, zombie-like creatures. In contrast, real fungi do not control human behavior. Although certain species like Cordyceps unilateralis do manipulate insects, such as ants, for spore dispersal. Cordyceps in the show acts extremely fast, with incubation times as short as minutes or hours, while real fungal infections usually develop over days or weeks. The symptoms in The Last of Us are extreme, including aggressive behavior, fungal growths on the body, and death. Real fungal infections tend to cause respiratory problems, fever and fatigue, and in rare cases, systemic infections. Finally, there is no cure for cordyceps in the series, except for Ellie's unique immunity, whereas real fungal infections can often be treated with antifungal medications if diagnosed early. Final thoughts. The airborne spores in The Last of Us are a dramatized version of how real fungi spread. While humans aren't susceptible to brain-controlling cordyceps, the environmental realism is grounded in actual fungal biology, particularly the danger of inhaling spores in damp, enclosed spaces. Let me know what you think. Like this video if you agree, subscribe for more discussions, and comment your thoughts below.